We'll talk about few weeks to back to school for the year 2018-2019. Parents are expected to go in for didactic materials for their children. And our student journalist on internship, Raimatu Kebi, says in Douala, the book vendors say their business is yet timid. Her report.
Already available books, bags, pens, and other didactic materials in the market of the economic capital, the ambience is timid as parents are absent to purchase these school materials. Moving in some libraries, there is an absence of textbooks with blame on publishers and distributors.
Books, when it comes to my own place, I will tell you that it concerns publishers. Because whenever you ask why are books scarce, they will tell you books are still coming, books are still coming. Since books are new, everything on the list now is new, no old thing.
The list of textbooks came late and it makes us not to have them on time. However, it's also a great loss since I have more than 5,000 copies of the old textbook. We are not to be blamed. It is a chain from the distributor, retailer, and the consumer. As far as books vendors are concerned, they say parents are not showing up, but this man believes that they may come at the end of this month. Here, parents come sometime, but now there are no customers to buy, but we are waiting. At the other face of the market, those in bags business say school furnitures are available, but customers are not present. Market is calm, there is no customer, and we are waiting for parents as from now till the day of school resumption. As a matter of fact, it is back to school and parents must get set to send the children to school.
Still talking about back to school issues, it has been a normal phenomenon or process for parents to exchange old textbooks for new ones during back to school preparations. But with the implementation of the one textbook policy, our reporter Lauren Gamini tells us that those who are involved in the sales of old textbooks say their business is threatened.
Giving a textbook in exchange for another is a daily job of these brave young men involved in the activity of second-hand books. Found along the road pavements, these vendors display piles of books ranging from nursery rhymes to high school textbooks and pamphlets. Papa Mbakop, in his early 50s, is involved in this activity since more than 20 years. An inlay in his sales point this morning, we find him going through the list of textbooks we held for this academic year. According to him, the price paid in exchange of a textbook depends on the state of the book. The procedure to follow is simple. When you bring a textbook or a pamphlet, I look at it. You may pay either 500 or 1,000 francs, depending on how old the book can be. It's a negotiation. We negotiate with the customers. The price may be 300, 500 or 1,000. All depends on how solid the book is. At the start of each academic year, most parents took books used by their children to exchange for textbooks needed for the next class. But this practice might not be possible this year due to the one-book policy implemented by the government of Cameroon and the adoption of new textbooks for the academic year. The idea of one-book policy at the beginning was a good idea, but the way it has been implemented is not good because I think it could be done progressively. The choice of one book is difficult for everybody, both vendors and parents, but it will be beneficial for everyone in the long run. This method of exchange, coupled with the economic crisis at the time, did not only permit parents to spend less in the purchase of textbooks, but also created hundreds of jobs for many Cameroonians.
From education, workers of the National Assembly have been called to make judicious use of the new relocation site number 1 and to respect service providers at the Wada neighborhood here in Yaoundé. The call was made yesterday by House Speaker Honorable Kavayege Jibril as he inaugurated the relocation site in Yaoundé. Details with Shu Emmanuel.
The inauguration of relocation site number 1 of Cameroon's National Assembly by House Speaker Right Honorable Kavayege Jibril signals the imminent start of the project to construct the new headquarters of the lower house of parliament to be entirely financed with funds from Cameroon's diplomatic partner, the People's Republic of China, for a period of 36 months.
This is the beginning of the construction of the new National Assembly.
This relocation site number 1, hosting 21 offices of mainly the documentary department of the National Assembly, will be followed by the construction of relocation sites number 2 and 3 with 20 and 100 offices respectively.
The other part will take place in a few months, and after all this, the work will start at the Ngwaikele Palace. So we will have to destroy all what you have there and preserve only the hemicycle.
In his inaugural words, House Speaker Right Honorable Kavayege Jibril saluted the efforts of the follow-up committee for the construction of the temporal sites, while exhorting workers in the relocation site number 1 to preserve the physical features of the edifice and respect neighboring service providers in the wider neighborhood in the nation's capital city. When the second and third relocation sites would have been constructed, all other services will be evacuated from the Ngwaikele Glass House for the construction of a modern headquarters for the National Assembly to begin.
To Kumba, Meme Division of the Southwest Region, to talk about the humanitarian assistance which has been handed over to internally displaced persons by the Senior Divisional Officer for Meme. Details of this story with Southwest Bureau Chief Marilyn Gua.
Meme Division of the Southwest Region is one of those selected out of the 3 divisions in the region where the first consignment of the Head of State humanitarian assistance is to be distributed to internally displaced persons and Cameroon refugees affected by the Anglophone crisis. At the amusement park in Kumba, some displaced persons and refugees from Kumba 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions gathered to receive items like mattresses, cooking oil, buckets, cartons of soaps, sugars, just to name but these, handed to them by the various divisional officers of Kumba 1, 2, and 3, and supervised by the Senior Divisional Officer for Meme, Chamberlain Tundong, who assured the population of maximum security.
You have lost their property, their villages. That is why, like his representative here in the region, he sent me to come deliver to you the message of peace, first of all, and to extend to you his own support, like the father of the nation. That is why the Zapodia send all those things for you, to support you. You should not fear. The area is seriously secured, and even in some villages, those who are now going to Kwakwa, Bonge Road, Tombele Road, in a few future, we are going to resume our own activities.
On the part of the victims and beneficiaries,
They are bombs, the houses with triggers, and we are there running up and down. Me, I'm not seeing. I'm just fell last week. They're running, and I break my arm, go to the hospital. They said that I'll crack my bone. So now I'm in Kumba. Yes, I'm going to share the gift with my people who are running from the bush. I will go and share it for them. We eat together. One of Okoye subdivision. The witness inside bush for inside home in that side for Esama. We plenty. They don't know only we did. We more than 300.
Contrary to what Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia had promised to get the traditional authorities